I'm in cyberspace, the completely bizarre virtual world that exists in the global networks of computers linked by phone lines and satellites. Let's go walkabout in cyberspace and meet some of Australia's electronic community.
This is an evolutionary trend. This is technology and humanity interacting in a way that has never happened before, and I don't know what the outcome's going to be. I'm just very pleased to be here for the ride.
It's very similar to a combination of a telephone call, a written letter, a fax.
More than 16 million people worldwide access cyberspace via the Internet Global Computer Network. Information, ideas, sound and vision can be exchanged using a personal computer connected to a phone line.
For the first time in history, we can actually establish a critical mass of people to make something happen without having to be in the same geographical location.
I think people in the country have a lot to benefit from electronic networking and email because they feel very isolated from city culture. And as soon as they get a computer on their desk with email, they're in touch with everybody in the world.
It's a very good way of linking up community groups, and there are a number of Aboriginal language centres around the country that I'm in touch with.
It opens up the world to students, and in particular for Indigenous students such as the students at Tranby. It opens up other Indigenous groups.
Cyberpunk in a lot of ways for some people it's just become a style, like being a raver or being a punk or being a skinhead or something, you know. It's just a sort of little cultural niche that you can drop yourself into. Identity, yeah.
We had quite a few people on the night who would just walk up to the terminals and sit down and communicate or write messages to this virtual space that we created. And we had people from all over the world kind of logging in or connecting into this virtual space.
We've got an online magazine that we publish and we distribute. And it means that rather than having to work through perhaps a larger organisation, we can work directly interface directly with the people who are out there.
I don't read any daily newspapers anymore, and I don't generally watch television. I seem to have phased that conventional type of information flow out. The net provides me with access to alternative types of information, and I feel better informed for that.
During the Beijing massacre, students in China were broadcasting out through the global network stories of sheer horror on what was actually happening. Again, things that were very difficult to translate through mainstream media.
That's one of the powerful parts of the network. It's not censored. We mightn't always agree with what other people write. There's an Indigenous Rights and Oz Black Rights conference that happens, and there's a lot of things that come out of there that are very powerful and you wouldn't see in any other medium.
MUSE stands for Multi-User Simulated Environment and comes out of the history of MUDs, which were multi-user dungeons, which comes from the Dungeons and Dragons game that people used to play, and they've been taken on to into the computer environment. And they're simulations. The one I go to is called Microdocs, and it's a simulation of a space station orbiting Earth in the 24th century. And the powerful thing about it is it's interactive. You go there, you're actually online with people in real time.
In cyberspace, in virtual space, discrimination based on physical characteristics like age, like physical beauty disappear. The environment is your construct. Your body is also your own construct. Instead of the equipment that you were born with, your body is a projection of your will, a projection of your spirit. An attraction that takes place there, while being like a physical attraction, is really a mind attraction. And in a text-based environment, of course, it's the poets who are the best dressed.
It's a new way of people showing their work to others or displaying their work that isn't mediated around being held in a white wall gallery space. These are works generally created on a cathode ray tube, and the best way for them to be seen is via a cathode ray tube.
Going online at the moment can be an exciting thing, contacting people all over the world. But just imagine what it might be like in virtual reality when you can literally reach out and touch other people no matter where they are in the world. What I find happens to me is I feel like I'm floating and kind of losing my sense of gravity. Virtual reality, cyberspace. Wow, it's pretty freaky in here, I can tell you.
Get online and make cyberspace your space, and join me in the digital dimension. Jack in, log on, and go off.